Let's hit on two other pieces of notes, and then we'll talk about the SummerSlam show. There's a report in here that you guys are trying to make a play to buy the world class tape collection from Kevin Von Erich. You haven't made a financial offer at this point, but they think one's coming. We know that you are trying to get the St. Louis tape collection, and you've been meeting with a lot of these different folks, and I think you're sort of running points on it. Were you trying to acquire all of these libraries because Vince had some version of the WWE network in mind?
Yeah.
Was he more interested in the DVD business at this point?
No, we were bigger plans were a library that we could build around.
I got you.
All that stuff was produced episodically. It's perfect for television. If you watch the first episode, then you'll want to watch the second episode and so forth. I met with Doris Atkinson. I think Dennis Brennan, as a matter of fact, was with me on that trip because he was a big Von Erich person. So we met with Doris, and she was a aggressive seller. And then I met with Larry Matisak in St. Louis, and talked about. And he knew he's Larry's a smart guy. He knew what we were trying to do. It's not like it's a crime. We were wanting to be able to program a network of some description, and we needed content. Content is king. So I thought it's ended up making WWE millions of dollars with their own network, their own brand, and they've done an amazing job of building that brand. And I'm sure that somewhere down the road, Tony Khan is taking notes and to be able to, you know, be able to fully monetize his brand at some point in the future. Why wouldn't you? I would. And you can do it without giving up the rights to it. You just let the trademark be used in a different location and in a different way. So I'm thinking that was probably one of our best strategic moves is buying all these libraries, and I was in charge of acquiring them, shall we say. Believe it or not, Conrad, the hardest person I had to deal with was Cowboy's ex-wife.
Really?
Oh man, yeah. She wanted a lot more money for the library than it was worth, based on that day's market. It may be worth more today. Hell, I don't know. Probably is. Everything else has gone up.
Do you remember what you were offering her for the footage?
7 figures, I know that. Wow. I don't remember the exact number, but all that stuff was in the 7-figure range. It's a good payday for the people sitting on those tapes and not doing anything with them.
That's exactly right. Hey, so let's talk about the go home angle. We're going to be in Montreal for Monday Night Raw. So since Bret Hart is seemingly going to be doing something with WWE, Shawn Michaels uses this as an opportunity to get a nuclear amount of heat. But talking about Bret Hart, not necessarily Hulk Hogan, but 6 days later, fans are going to be in for a treat for the SummerSlam pay-per-view. We should mention that on the heels of this show, Chris Jericho is going to finish up the next night, and he's going to take 3 years off. He's only 34 years old at this point, but he's certainly going to freshen up his character. He's going to start doing some touring, particularly overseas with his band Fozzy. Jericho, if nothing else, he's always known when it was time to take a break and then come back with, as Bruce would say, a fresh coat of paint. Don't you think?
Yeah. I think I said it before Bruce. That's okay. No, I'm kidding. I don't give a shit. Shawn just proved time and again how great a performer that he is in whatever role he's booked. And he always added a great deal to his angles. He contributed to the creative. Therefore, he was emotionally invested in it. And when a talent the level of Shawn Michaels, and I've never seen too many of them, was emotionally invested in a storyline, it generally worked. So, and on this occasion, it did as well, because the bottom line, did he produce in the pay-per-view? You're damn right. He really did.
It's a legitimate sellout here at SummerSlam. 15,700 fans in the building. 14,200 of those paid $834,000. They announced, of course, 18,176, which is just for entertainment purposes. The dark match that night is Chris Masters beating Hurricane in 1 minute and 56 seconds. Chris Benoit is going to be in the opening match, beating Orlando Jordan, and it takes a whopping 25 seconds. It's a German suplex. It's a cross-face submission. He wins the U.S. title. Was Orlando Jordan just a failed experiment in the minds of WWE creative at this point?
Yeah, he wasn't going to get it. Didn't have it. He didn't have it. He looked great, nice kid, but the it factor that puts you on the next level of where you want to be did not exist, in my opinion, and Vince's opinion, and many others.
Next up is Edge and Matt Hardy. They don't get a ton of time, but fans were glued to this one. They go 4 minutes and 50 seconds. They're going to come out brawling. It looks like there's lots of stiff shots, and Meltzer would even say there were actually people who believed in this match, even with the silly 10 punches in the corner spot. It gets 2 stars.
I agree with you on that. 10 punches in the corner spot.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
God damn it. Come on, upgrade.
Yeah.
Modernize. Work with me here, Conrad.
It's written here, suddenly, with no apparent build or drama, the match was stopped. It was said it came off bad because the referee didn't know how to work a ref stoppage finish. More than that, it's a finish they never do. And it was made worse because Hogan was bleeding far worse. So listen, it's a fumble, in my opinion, this Edge and Matt Hardy thing. I think they could have had a longer match, told a better story. I get the idea is they're trying to stretch it out and build to the next pay-per-view, but I would have liked to have seen this first match go a little longer and be a little different finish. What do you remember about Matt Hardy and Edge?
Pretty much the same as you. They could tell a better story. They had a good story to tell if they had invested more time in the storytelling. But somebody had a brilliant idea. Those guys are not high up on the political list. They didn't have a lot of influence. If another talent, let's say Shawn Michaels, was given 4 minutes to put a lid on this or further this angle along, he wouldn't have gone for it. And Stone Cold wouldn't have gone for it. Brett wouldn't have gone for it. It's just you got to have more time to be able to properly tell your story and logically connect the dots from beginning to end. And 4 minutes with that kind of angle and build up and all the characters that were involved, we didn't give it the time. We choked it out.
We got to talk about this next match because what a run we're on so far. Benoit over Orlando Jordan in 25 seconds. Edge and Matt Hardy, who have a real life story, in 4 minutes and 50 seconds. And now it's time for a ladder match for the custody of a kid. It's Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match for custody of Dominic with an all-time great graphic. I mean, who would have ever known this is where we would be 20 years later? But this is a really fun match. They go 20 minutes and 19 seconds. This is probably the best modern example of making the best out of maybe silly creative. I love this match. I think it's really well done. It's 3.5 stars. It's over the top. It's almost like when you go to a bad movie and you know it's a bad movie or a B movie. Some of it is so over the top, it almost feels at times like a Naked Gun movie. Maybe that's fresh on my mind because of last night. And I saw the film finally. It was tremendous. But there's some really silliness about, oh my gosh, who gets custody of this kid? It feels like a bad soap opera, but that's what makes it so fun. And then the actual match itself is pretty damn good. It had no business being this good. And this is a testament, of course, to Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. And for that matter, Vicky and Angie at this point are not really performers yet. But boy, they just answered the call. I thought this was better than it had any right to be. What do you think of this one?
It was entertaining. The story was entertaining. You can tell that Eddie and Ray had great influence with Vince because how much time did you say they had? 20 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Use that as an example. Vince he loved to make his talents happy, which is smart. Even to a fault, it's smart. So, but if there had been two other guys in it, they wouldn't have got close to 20 minutes based on the trend we've already seen as far as match times are concerned.
SaveWithConrad.com.
My name is Rajiv. I'm in Sacramento, California. I came to Save with Conrad because I've heard Conrad talk about how he helps people all the time save money and the best route to go for getting some mortgages and finances done. And having heard so many different testimonials in the past, it made the most sense to go this route. We were in the market for a new house and we wanted to know what we could afford. So we spoke with Steve and then Diane to get through the pre-approval process to see what we could afford. And then once we were able to understand that aspect of it, that was when we were able to shop around for a house to get a mortgage through Save with Conrad. Everybody on the team was great. Everybody really explained everything fully to where it was more in like layman's terms to where I could understand it as someone not in the business or having shopped around for houses too many times. So being able to understand every step of the process and talking with everyone on the team about that was really, really helpful. And it made me feel really confident that I was going the right route. I would definitely recommend Save with Conrad to others. I know that sometimes people look at it and they go, oh, they're based in Alabama, what could they help me with? But I'm out here in California and they were able to square everything away and get things done really quickly, as opposed to sometimes even people out here don't move as quickly as the Save with Conrad team. So everything was really well done, really efficient, and I would definitely recommend Save with Conrad to others. My name is Rajiv. I'm in Sacramento, California, and I was able to get into my dream home with SaveWithConrad.com.
NMLS number 2129, Equal Housing Lender. SaveWithConrad.com.